The April 23rd JAL game day had a diverse range of entertainment. The two biggest storylines coming into the day were that it was the Wrecking Crew's first two games of the season and Scott Coleman's comeback from the bench. A few weeks before the season began, the Sasquatches' new GM, Colby Mazza, said that the team was in a full-scale rebuild and that Scott Coleman was not going to be their pitcher any longer. This predictably upset Scott, who then demanded to be traded or cut, and then was left off the team's active roster for their first two games, which the Sasquatches proceeded to lose, mostly because their pitching was just so bad. After those losses, Colby Mazza swallowed his pride and invited Scott back to be the team's ace pitcher. Things between Mazza and Coleman were no doubt a little bit awkward when they first showed up to the game day, but it all worked out because the results were good, as we will see. However, all attention quickly turned to Eric Titus and the Bambinos in the first game of the day, taking on the Wrecking Crew. Depending on your taste in wiffle ball, this was either a beautiful game or extremely boring because it was purely a pitcher's duel. Here's Matthew Morton in the first, only one run of damage on walks. Bottom half, Eric Titus goes to work. And welcome to the league rookie Brady Hoyt, watching a fastball on the corner. Cameron Morton here with a bad swing, helping Eric Titus get out of the first frame easy with another bad swing there from Hoyt. Second inning, Matt Morton, bases loaded. He's in a jam here. He gives them a couple runs, but then works his way out of it with only a couple runs in. Gage Metzger here gets called around to finish the frame. Here's Brady Hoyt watching a fastball go right down the middle. Got to get the bat off the shoulder against Eric Titus here. He tries to with bases loaded and 2 outs, but can't connect. In the third inning, Matty finds himself in another bases loaded, no outs jam and somehow works out of it again with only 2 runs of damage allowed. Look at this sinker that he gives to Eric Titus. Bottom 3. More bad swinging from Cameron Morton and more bored watching from Brady Hoyt. Look at that one on the edge, and then Eric Titus flips the ball over his head straight into the bucket. It's that kind of a game so far for Eric Titus in the circle. Fourth inning. Matthew Morton's not done throwing crazy sinkers. Look at that one. He's not getting any run support, but he's throwing beautiful pitches. In the bottom half of the inning, the Wrecking Crew insert Jeff Mansour into the lineup. See if he can give him a boost. Eric offers a fastball right down the middle, but it's more of the same. In the 5th inning, Matt Morton still keeping this thing close. No hits allowed, but just missed the zone one too many times. Finally, in the 5th, Matt puts himself into the lineup, tries to take things into his own hands. This foul he gets is about as close as the Crew ever came to getting a hit on Eric Titus. The game ends with no hits at all. Eric Titus throws the first no-hitter shutout of his career, the 7th shutout in his career. Matt Morton pitches a pretty good game, really, but just threw too many more walks than Eric Titus did. There's no doubt that Matthew Morton, only taking 1 plate appearance, not getting himself into the lineup until that last inning, was a huge mistake for the Wrecking Crew. Not saying they would have won the game if he'd have batted the whole time, but they could have at least given Eric Titus a little bit more to worry about throughout the game, given themselves a little bit more offensive capability, as Matt Morton is probably their best batter. We know that when he's pitching, he oftentimes doesn't like to bat. He likes to just focus on pitching, but this game certainly emphasizes that they can't do that as a sustainable winning formula, most likely the whole season, so he's going to need to bat more. Bambinos move to 3-0. Wrecking Crew lose their first game. Here's Eric Titus after the win.
No-hitter shutout. How'd it happen?
Showing up and throwing the ball, like always. Matt had no hitter also.
No arm fatigue? No nothing?
A little sore, a little tired, like always, everybody else, but just got to push through it. Like Tyler said, suck it up and go for it. So,
What about the batting, though? That was a little rough.
a little rough to start. All 3 outs the first inning, that kind of hurts, but you have bad days and then you have good days.
Next up, the 0-2 Sasquatches versus the 0-2 Express. Both teams need a win. Sasquatches put up 4 on walks in the first half, and then Scott Coleman keeps a 0 on the board in the bottom half. Rookie pitcher Ryan Bloomstrom in a jam. Colby Mazza grand slam there, extends the lead. He had 4 hits in the inning, including 2 home runs. Sasquatches finished the frame with a 20-0 lead. Bloomstrom taking a beating in the circle, but he's going to show what he can do with the bat here. That's a home run. 20-3 in the third, and now he's going to find a little bit of a rhythm pitching. He gets out of the top of the third with no runs allowed. Express go to the bottom of the third, get a few runs on walks. We skip to the fourth. Sasquatch is still nursing a comfortable lead. Bloomstrom almost gets out of the inning, but Colby Mazza gets a piece of it and then rips a grand slam. That one feels like a dagger. Bottom of the fourth, Caden Schultz rips a double, cuts the lead back to 17, but in the fifth, it's just too far away at this point. Scott Coleman launches a grand slam. Ryan Bloomstrom in the bottom of the fifth gets a triple here through the legs of Colby Mazza. In the bottom of the fifth, Scott Coleman puts this one away. It ends up being a blowout win for the Sasquatches, their first victory of the season.
Proud of that performance?
Proud that my wife doesn't know I'm here.
Scott's ace now, right?
Yeah. Scott's ace.
With no Connor Vermillion in the lineup or Caden Sellards in the circle for the Express, the Sasquatches knew they had to take care of business in this one. They did so with plenty of runs to spare. Colby Mazza, massive game, 6 for 10, 3 homers, 24 RBIs. That ties 6th all-time for most RBIs in a single game. Scott Coleman did a nice job of managing the game in the circle. Wasn't fantastic, but did his job, kept the run limit to a reasonable amount. And then on the other side, Ryan Bloomstrom, the Express rookie, in his debut goes 2 for 2 with the home run. In the circle, he definitely got rocked. But of course, that is always somewhat to be expected in a guy's first ever pitching outing. We did see him throw some really nice sinkers and curveballs. So with a little more refining, there is some talent there to work with. Overall, I think the Express found a pretty good new player to add to their team. Caden Schultz gets a couple hits and did a little bit of fielding. But this one was Sasquatch's start to finish. Next up, the 0-3 Express versus the 0-1 Wrecking Crew. For the Wrecking Crew, Jeff Mansour, backup pitcher, is going to get the start. And in the first inning, the Express explode on him. Ryan Bloomstrom picking up where he left off in the game before. That's a double. Caden Schultz rips one deep to the right, a triple. Mateo Vajanski, there's a homer. 4 straight hits for the Express. Finally, Mansour able to find some outs here and gets out of the inning with 7 runs allowed. The Wrecking Crew probably not too concerned. They saw Bloomstrom give up 36 in the game before, but maybe they should be concerned because here he is getting out of the first inning with only 1 run scored. Second inning, they leave Jeff Mansour out there in the circle, hoping he can pull it together, but there's Mateo Vajanski, another home run. And then Caden Schultz, a triple to deep left field. Cameron Morton can't make the catch. Ryan Bloomstrom with bases loaded and 2 outs. A double. Missouri hits the second inning 20-run limit. The Wrecking Crew gotta get something going here. Matt Morton knocks a 2-run double, and then Cameron Morton with a scoring single there. They've got 4 runs, but Ryan Bloomstrom starts dialing up some really nice pitches. Look at this slider here. Crew get a few runs, but Express very much in command of this one, entering the third. Matthew Morton took too long to insert himself into the batting lineup in their first game. He's not going to make that mistake about when to put himself into the circle in this one. He gets through the third inning in 3 pitches. We fast forward to the bottom of the fourth. Bloomstrom losing a bit of command at this point. He's walked in some runs. Cameron Morton here going for a triple. The Wrecking Crew have the lead down to single digits, but there's only one inning left to go. Matthew Morton gets through the top half of the fifth with no runs allowed. Bottom of the fifth, they need to score 9. They've got 2 on, no out. Matt Morton deep to center, but Caden Schultz makes the catch. 1 down. Cameron Morton, there's a single that's going to score a runner. As the inning goes on, the Wrecking Crew start getting free runs with bases loaded and only 1 out. Then Cameron Morton steps into the box, and that's a grand slam. The game is tied. Cameron Clutch Morton does it again. A handful of pitches later, here he is again with a chance to win it. But no, Ryan Bloomstrom gets the top corner of the zone. Cam Morton can't believe it. Brother Matthew Morton steps up, and it's a bad pitch. They come all the way back from 20-1 and 9 runs in the final inning to win it.
What'd you see?
Hey, you know, it is what it is. First 2 games of the season got 1 and 1. We're looking all right. Matthew pitched well. I hit pretty well. We're looking good.
Well, he's not wrong about that. Matthew Morton came in and saved the day in the circle. 3 innings pitched, only gave up 2 runs and 1 hit. Cameron, 6 of 9 with that big homer to tie the game. 15 RBIs. Everybody on the Express played pretty well. You got to feel kind of bad for him. Mateo Vajanski probably had the best game of his career. 6 hits on 9 at-bats. 2 of them were triples, 2 of them were homers, double-digit RBIs. Caden Schultz was fantastic in the field and got 3 hits. 2 of them were triples. Ryan Bloomstrom, another great game for the rookie. 4 hits on 8 at-bats, 3 doubles. And frankly, he pitched a pretty decent game most of the way, just gave it up in that last inning. And so the result is the Missouri Express are 0-4 for the first time in franchise history. They start a season 0-4. On the other side, the Wrecking Crew, 500 at 1-1. This was a fun and exciting game. And now to the last game of the day. Would it be good too? On paper, you think no, but that's why you play the game. Colby Mazza giving the Sasquatches an early 3-0 lead with this homer. Then Eric Titus closes out the first frame with a nice one-handed catch there. Second inning, Eric Titus is going to punch in 2 runs here with a double. Scott Coleman in a bit of trouble, doesn't have an out yet, but he dials up this beautiful inside slider to Tyler Traver. But then Eric Titus rips one deep to the left. Colby Mazza makes the catch. Did you see that? He caught that one-handed to rob the home run. Unbelievable. Has to be the catch of the season so far. In the bottom of the second, Eric Titus starts to completely lose command of the ball, starts walking in all kinds of runs, and then when he does put it in the zone, Colby Mazza, another hit. It's 12-2 Sasquatches. In the top of the third, Tyler Traver leads off with a triple, but later in the inning it's loaded and 2 outs. They haven't scored him yet. They try to steal him home with Eric Titus, and he gets in there because Scott Coleman drops the ball. In the bottom of the third, Eric Titus's day in the circle is done. They bring Gage Metzger in to pitch with that big sweeping slider of his, but he gives up a few runs on walks. In the fourth, Scott Coleman loses a bit of his own command and starts walking in a few runs. It's 8-16 with bases loaded and 2 outs, and Tyler Traver homers deep to center. All of a sudden, this is a 4-run game. 2 outs, 2 on. Eric Titus gonna go deep to center as well, but Colby Mazza's there to make the catch. The Sasquatches still lead by a few runs. In the bottom of the fourth, bases loaded, 1 out. Gage Metzger gets a big strike there, and another big one here to keep the deficit at a manageable 5 runs for the final inning. 2 on, no out. Eric Titus, the reigning batting crown winner, homers. This is now a 2-run game. Scott Coleman Can't believe it. Couple plays later, Eric Titus continues to torture Scott Coleman. This is a triple. The game is tied up. On the next pitch, Tyler Traver's going to bring that runner home, and the Bambinos find themselves with a lead. They add a few more runs after that for good measure in the bottom of the fifth. It's up to Gage Metzger to close this thing out, but he's got bases loaded and nobody out. Needs to paint the zone and does so there, but then Colby Mazza is going to step up and get himself a double. Pressure territory now for Gage Metzger. A few plays later and a couple more walks. It's 23-21. Bases loaded, one out. He gets one there for Colby Mazza. Now he just needs one more. Can't get it against Coleman. Back to Mazza. Can't get it against Mazza either. Now, loaded. 2 outs. Tie game. Scott Coleman for the win. Yes. Another walk-off walk, a major upset, and the Bambinos can't believe it. Colby, big upset. Sasquatch is on the map now?
I told you we could hit.
In the end, the Bambinos actually hit really well. They went 11 for 29. Tyler Travers, 6 hits. Eric Titus, 5 hits. Colton Titus was inactive, but I'm not really sure that it would have mattered all that much. They had plenty of offense to go around. They lost because the pitching wasn't good enough. Eric Titus had a great first game of the day against the Wrecking Crew, but then he was really sloppy to start this one. Gage Metzger came in, had some flashes of really nice pitching, but a lot of walks too. Coleman wasn't great pitching, gave up 11 hits, 2 homers, but the Sasquatches were good at watching the ball. They got timely hits. Colby Mazza was incredible in the field. And the Sasquatches just found a way to earn this one for themselves. Bambino's first loss since last season when they got beat by the Wrecking Crew, who were also unranked at the time. The Sasquatches go 2-0 on the day. They're now 2-2 overall. They are very much in the playoff hunt at this point, trying to make their first playoff appearance in franchise history. Will JL 23 be the season that happens? I don't know, but it's certainly possible if they continue to play like this. The next game day coming up is on Sunday, May 1st. Until then, this has been Game Day's Best. I'm Commissioner Cale Johnson. Thank you for watching.